Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and to another fun Friday where we'll be finishing up this album which was created following a tutorial by Tammy of Country Craft Creations. Have the links down below in the description for the tutorial so that you can make an album too. Hers is made with a kit that you could order earlier this year. It's no longer available. You can still make a December daily album by using different paper collection like I did. So check that out. And I'm going to finish decorating my cover and the inside of my album, or show you what I've done to the inside during the week, and also make some tags and add those into there. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've planned what I want to do on my cover. I was initially going to use these little sisal trees from Prima, and I decided I want to do something else. So I'm going to put these in my Christmas stash for another day for a different album. So we won't be using those. I have pulled out everything I want. I went through my Christmas stash and I found this extra little frame. It's not with the set that I had, but I really like it. So I'm going to layer this frame on first. I have a new bottle of glue. Let's see if we can do this without making a whole ton of a mess. Whoops. I took off the wrong cap. Hang on. Okay. Sometimes they start leaking when it's full bottle. So hopefully that won't happen, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm put glue on this frame. And I'm going to leave it open at the top. Not that I will be sliding a photo in from the top, because I probably won't. So you know what? I'm just going to glue the whole thing on because I'm not going to cover up my little deer. If you're using a frame and you know you're going to put a picture in there, well, leave it where you can get a picture in there. Okay. So I'm just going to lay this right over my deer. Make sure his little ears and nose are in there. And yeah, I know a little bit of the flowers in there, but that's okay. I like it that way. So next, I think I'm going to put a bit of this snowflake there. Just going to put glue on the center of it. Right about here, so that some of it sticks over. There we go, a little more. Okay, I like that. Then I took this poinsettia piece. It was one underneath. I took the gold stamens off. I added this one on top. I wanted it really thick, and I wanted this glitter part. And then I glued two of the deer sequins that were in that mix that I used for my shaker. So I'm going to glue that about right here. I'm just going to turn it around the way I want it. So I'll put a bunch of glue here on the back. I always use art glitter glue for attaching my flowers and stuff, though I may start using some hot glue since I ordered the new We Remember Keepers battery operated small one from Country Craft Creations. We'll see on that. So see, that glue is just oozing out everywhere. So I want these facing like this. I want this little bit of green there. Okay, so we got that. Maybe slide up a little bit, keep that pine cone in there. Then I've added got this really pretty sparkly one. I'm going to put there. I'm using like flowers that I have that are just the singles that I don't have, multiples of. I'm using different ones. I like that. So I'm going to lay this right here, kind of overlap it just a tiny bit, not much. Hold that down for a second. I'll come back and press it if I need to. And I have another small one here. It's kind of damaged here on one end. So I'm going to tuck that under. A little bit. Where was it? That one right there. Kind of down in there like that. Okay. And then, what did I have? I have some jingle bells I thought would be pretty. So I have two red and one gold. Make sure this is sticking down. So I like how that's turning out. I love the red stripe in with this teal stripe here and the flower arrangement down here in the bottom. I like that a lot. I don't think I'm going to put any ribbon on it, but I might put some of the seam binding ribbon. I don't know that I have all the way through. So my jingle bells, I'm trying to decide where I want those. Put one right here on this leaf down in here, I think. Glue. And tuck that bell in there like that. It will dry. And I think I'm going to put one right over here on the edge. Oops. Got to make sure it stays. Maybe I need some more glue. This is where the hot glue would come in handy. I have a big hot glue gun, but I'm just not a fan of it. So we're going to see how the smaller one works for me. And do I want this one? I think I'll put this one over here. Like right here. Just the gold one. Okay, I'm going to have to let all this dry and then come back and start making some tags. Now I do need to decide if I want any kind of ribbon. That's really pretty. I found that in my stash. I don't know where it came from. And I know I don't want it over anything. So I just don't think that's too big. I just don't think I want a lot. You know, if I want any ribbon, I'm going to use what I use mostly inside. So I'm going to let these guys dry, especially the bells, and then I'll come back and play with the ribbon, some of this here. I probably will cut individual pieces of it up and then, tuck it in here and there. So let's let this all dry and then I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I think the bells are dry enough. I did use a little bit of my Nouveau Crystal Glaze. This one still needs to set just a little, but I think we'll be okay. So I've cut up pieces of my ribbon that has been crinkled up. I'm going to take my glue. We're going to see, and I was thinking if I hadn't already done the shaker inside, I could have made this into a shaker, but I still like the image of my little reindeer, showing up pretty clear. So in places where you might want a bit of ribbon, so we're not putting a whole bow on, we're just putting a bit of ribbon. I take a small piece. This one has a knot on one end, and I just kind of put the glue in there, and then I start sticking that ribbon in there and pushing both ends. Sometimes I have to put extra glue on top of one piece. Kind of loop it up and just kind of poke it in there. See how it looks. If I don't like it, then I just pull it out. So I just want a little bit of ribbon. Just hold it right there like that. Kind of looks like it's built up on, a bow underneath all of this piece without using up a whole bunch of ribbon. To make that, use your scraps that I have cut off the ends, and this one has a knot in it. Now that's okay. Kind of like that. It's just a little bit here and there. Let's see if we can get one right in here. My glue bottle is terrible. I have to change that tip out. Okay, just kind of poke it in. I think I need a bigger piece somewhere. do some over here on this side right here. I'm doing this because I have this ribbon on the inside. So I'm going to have some of the other ribbon too, but this one here I really do. Okay. So then when I look at it and I decide, I may want to add a little more where I've done each one, or like maybe down in with these flowers. Let me see here. See how this one looks in here. Don't know yet. Just hold it for a second. Let that dry. Let's see. Y'all like that? I'm going to need some more down here. Bigger piece here. Look right here by this bell. Oops, but not on the bell. Okay, I'm starting to like it. This one needs something more right in here. It needs a little bit more. Didn't show up enough. Top of the flower petal, maybe a little bigger piece. A little more ribbon in there. It's kind of hiding my bell. Okay, push it down. Get some of that glue on it. Okay, and then maybe a piece right up in here. A bit more. Okay, so I think I like how that looks. Just enough of the light ribbon in there with it. You know, you could put some lace. I could put one probably right back here. Maybe a little more. Never know when to stop, right? Turn this around. Right up in here under this snowflake, maybe. And I think this only works when you have ribbon that's crinkled like that, because you don't want anything that's perfect in there. You just want a little bit, and it can go different ways. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I like that. I think that's finished. That's the front. So now we're going to start doing some tags and things on the inside and finish this up. And I'll show you what I've done on the inside too, because I did do some things over the week. Okay, so let's take a quick peek at what I've done on the inside since last week. So I did find these kind of goldish colored gemstones here, and I put on the corners of this. So that's the same. I I think I added them here. This wasn't here. And then the green, I may have had those last week. But anyway, I did add these gold ones. Love the snowflakes. They're the clear ones. And then you open this up. I added a red one here, a candy cane. I think I had that last week on there. See here, whoops, this one slipped on me. Need to add a little more glue on this guy. Good thing I noticed that. On these frames where they're slick, sometimes if you don't have enough glue, they're going to move. Okay, there. I put one on each corner of that. I love how that turned out. So did I have the poinsettia and the snowflake? I think maybe I did. If not, I added that. I see this lifts up and then that goes down over it like that. Gemstones here, here, and here in the little ornament. Reindeer. I don't think I did this. Reindeer. This was a loose piece, and I went ahead and glued the tag down on this piece here, so it still has the paper clip right there. I added the double ribbon, a clear snowflake, and the little reindeer. And then I added an extra bow on top of this on Rudolph. Get all that. And here's the gemstones there. And gemstones here on this bow, one on each corner. And then in here, the gemstones on the little deer's bow and the bells. Gemstones through all this. I added these pieces onto this to kind of give it dimension, and gemstones and all this. And I haven't done a pull yet. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do on the pull. So I need to do that. And that's where we are. So I'm going to flip back to where that one frame was and let this dry for just a bit. I have cut a bunch of tags with the Heartfelt Creations album tags and accents die. Sadly, this die is no longer available anywhere from Heartfelt Creations. It's been, I think, discontinued. I looked online. There is nowhere that carries it anymore. I got mine from Country Craft Creations. It was a while back. Several people were lucky enough to get it, but then Tamara could no longer get it in the store, and so I have looked at other places, and there is just none available. So if you don't have this die and you want some dies for your album, then you'll just, have to find some other dies. What made this one perfect is it had two large dies, one for the big that you cut like this, and then one for your insert, which made it just so easy to add patterned paper to your tag, because you could punch out the one with the cardstock and with the larger one, and then go back and use your patterned paper on your smaller one, and then they just nest together like this. I have other tag dies that don't do this. I love the Graphic 45 one, but it is made just to do the insert that goes on the Graphic 45 tag that you purchase. Now you can use it to make a tag, but then you don't have a nesting piece for this here. So I have all these. I did about 12, 13 of these. And then I did a smaller one. This is going to be my pull on my waterfall back there. I punched out a silver circle and punched a hole in it, and then tied my rickrack ribbon in it. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to put that. So I have all these ready, but I'm not going to put ribbon in them. I'm just going to stick them in the book and leave them so that I can add photos if I want to, and decide later if I want to add ribbon. It depends on how thick this book is getting. So let's put this one in next, and then I will go over everything that I have done, maybe changed since I started decorating on it last week. So here on this last one, this is going to go like right there. So I'm going to put glue on the back of this on about half an inch or so of it, so that it can stick. You pull this one out about right there, and I'm going to center it a little bit. Get it as straight as I can and burnish that down really well. So I want it to stick down really well. That glue will glue, and then this will push in like that. So it could have gone. I'm going to move it while I can. I'm going to move it up a little bit. I want it to be a little higher up. And some more glue. I don't want that ribbon sticking out as much so when it's closed. So I've moved it up. I think that's enough. Put some glue right here on the bottom to secure it. And now we burnish to get that pull going. I have to lift up just a little bit to kind of train it. So there, I like that better. That way it's not hanging down. Okay, so I'm going to go through, put all these in off camera, and then I'll do a final walkthrough with you to show you what all I've done. And this project, this album will be finished. Okay, so I got all my tags in, and I'm going to go over the whole thing, show you what I did, and show you where I put the tags. So this album is finished. Yay, Fun Friday. Okay, here on the front, of course, I did this on camera with you earlier, but this little had a little pine cone down here, and it kept bending, and it finally tore off just from decorating. So I just completely took that off, and everything looks fine. I love the bows, the little reindeers I added, and everything. So that's the way this one looks. I added the little. I may have done that off camera. A little couple of the little plastic snowflakes, one here and one here, to just add a little more in there. Left everything else plain the way it was. There has no bow closure. I decided not to add anything like that. I think it'll be okay. This opens up. So I did add the gemstones, the paper clip. I've got my numbers here ready to go. I put one of the tags in here. This unties, flips back. Then we have these that we added in and the Santa. So we've got all that ready for photos. Sometimes mine kind of hangs if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. And so I'm going to keep that tied, closed like that. Because of the element, you can't use a magnet on that one. So this is what Tamara did with her. She had a tie closure, so I love that. Here's the shaker, of course. I added the clear snowflakes, some of the gemstones, the green ones. They got the shaker here, so if you pick the book up, you can shake it. It's just sparkly in those poinsettias. This flips back. So I didn't add anything extra in here because I just want to keep the paper for photos. The paper is real pretty decorated. And of course, I did add one tag into each of the pages, so we have 5, and they just peek out. They could go all the way in because they're not the full height, but I just love the way those look peeked out like that. And I think that's what Tamara did. So we have 5 across that. I have 3 of the ivory and 2 greens. And then we flip this over. I left these 2 photo mats in here, and then I added this little tag. I think I did that on the camera with the candy. This I may have added extra. We had the sticker chipboard here. I added the gemstone, this little girl, the candy with the paper clip. So I love how that, I like to add. And I will go back and forth as I'm working on things and add stuff. So the rest of this I left. I put a tag in here, plenty of room for more. After I had done my pattern paper and put everything away, then I found this one that I didn't do a pattern paper for, but I'm going to leave it plain for now like that behind that because it's great for a photo or something like that. So that's okay with me. Here we have the Santa poinsettia on a snowflake. I added the gemstones, the Merry Christmas here at the top is a sticker. This pulls down, lifts up, and all this is left for photos inside. I love how this turned out. Great, great design by Tamara. Country Craft Creations. Again, this is her December Daily 2023 tutorial that you can find on the Country Craft Creations YouTube channel. I put the links down below. I've shared it every week, but I'll add them again. So this pocket here, triple pocket, Holly, Jolly, and Mary. I put the gemstones. I've got Santa over here, and I've got all the different tags in here. I did add some of my heartfelt creation tags, a couple of them there. This, I added the gemstones and this chipboard sticker of the ornament. I just think it just made it really cute. And a Merry Ho 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 to you. The Christmas tree, some more gemstones. Put a tag, heartfelt tag in each one of these, along with the regular rectangle photo mats. This piece here, I made this glued down. This does come out with a paper clip holding it. Added some of the ribbon, the reindeer, the plastic clear snowflake here, and the Christmas chimes chipboard sticker. And on this side, I love how this one, that may be my favorite, I don't know. Rudolph, I put some glossy, not glossy accents, same thing. Nouveau's crystal glaze on his nose. And I put some also on these candies to make them kind of look shiny and wet. I added one of the little tags in here. You could take it out and put it somewhere else, but I have it with the Santa in there where a photo goes. I added a snowflake, an extra sticker, chipboard sticker right here on top of the elements here. And so this unties. Of course, I got the larger snowflakes cut in half right there. And so this is all left for photos. Love how this folds out like that. And of course ties closed, and I tie it more to the left to keep the bow off of Rudolph. Just kind of like that. Okay. This side has the large pocket. I have the tags that I had in there with the bows, and then I put one each of ivory and a green, mint green Heartfelt Creations die. Add the little child with the tree and the little pink birdie, some gemstones on the Christmas list cut apart. And then this opens up. This has a magnet closure here. I have the belly band with all these tags from another collection and the poinsettias. I added this piece here, and then we have the joy sticker down there. And then on this side we have the frame where I put the bow. I added the gemstones. This unties. And all flips out. I have a sticker, tag in here. We have all that ready to go. Now, it might have been better to do it this way, but I put my frame on the bottom, so I have to be real careful with this when I'm closing it, but I'm okay with that. I think I may have done it in reverse than what it was originally designed. So anyway, keep that in mind. This one is a magnet piece. Instead of a single magnet in the center, like in the tutorial, I put one in the top and the bottom of this piece here, so it attaches here and here, and so it doesn't spin around on me as much. I don't think it's probably okay with it in the center. I don't know. Have this big snowflake with the candy here with some of the Nouveau crystal glaze, the poinsettias. I messed up the one that was original here with the glitter on it because it was very fragile, so I replaced it. I put gemstones and snowflake here, some bells. Love how that one turned out. So this opens up like that, okay? And then the last page here, put the Christmas Eve card with the poinsettia and the candy canes and an ornament and gemstones and all of that. So that opens up this way. Lots of room for photos for Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day on the 25th, here is the waterfall. Added lots of gemstones on this, the little fawn right here, and then I put this closure piece with the partial tag, and so this just pulls up and in. And that is my December Daily 2023 album that I created following Tamara of Country Craft Creations tutorial for the December Daily. Check the links down below. I want to thank you all so much for following along with me for these 2 weeks for this project. Next, I need to see what I want to start on for next week. I'm not sure. We'll see what we can find. Maybe it'll be something small or it'll be a share. It just depends on what the week brings. So be sure and check back with me every Friday. I try to do it every Friday for Fun Friday. And of course, my other projects for Country Craft Creations and my Let's Color with Olo markers, just different things that I like to do on my channel. So subscribe. Make sure you click the bell so you'll be notified. Check out countrycraftcreations.com for your scrapbooking, paper crafting supplies. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.